I don't know if y'all saw on your phones of it's not really considered breaking news, but NBA sources says James Harden is to become a free agent. So it's saying that James Harden wants basketball freedom, quote unquote.
Okay.
He wants basketball freedom, and this is what it says: Philadelphia 76ers James Harden intends to decline his $35.6 million player option to become an unrestricted free agent this summer in order to secure a long-term deal. League sources tell Bleacher Report. Harden is 33 years old and took a sizable pay cut last season to help the Sixers build the roster out. The guard will be seeking a 4-year contract. The 10-time All-Star is coming off of an average of 21-6 in a league leading 10.7 assists. Houston Rockets has been a long rumored destination, but sources say Harden will only entertain suitors that present competitive roster and begin basketball freedom for a star to be himself. Number one, you're not a star anymore, so get out of here, James Harden, with that. At the moment, the Sixers are only logical option coming off of the third place finish in the Eastern Conference in the regular season. So I need you to decline that option and become an unrestricted free agent. That's me.
No, you don't. You want him to stay there with the 76ers and suck ass. That's what you want.
You do 76ers a favor by
exactly declining what I said the other day, right? The 76ers sold the farm for a cow that they're not even going to have. You got rid of Doc Rivers. You did all this shit to make adjustments and moves. Okay, we're gonna try to go after. And now James Harden wants to be a free agent. He doesn't even want to be there anymore. So look at that. You done messed up your nucleus for a guy who don't even want to be there.
I think he just declined his option.
He didn't want to be there.
I think he may still stay. He may still stay if they get the right coach in there. That's what I'm saying. They bring the right coach in there that'll let him be him. They get a Scott Brooks in there. They get a D'Antoni in there that'll let him be him and give him freedom. He'll come right back as long as the money's right.
Yeah,
he won't go to no damn Houston.
I need him to decline to find a team that's competitive that would take him.
Who would that
definitely, he's not it in Philadelphia. He's just not it.
What competitive team want James Harden?
I don't know. Somebody would take a chance. Shit.
It'll be a bum team. It'll be a team desperate to sell tickets.
The Wizards might take him.
The Wizards would gladly take him.
You know what I mean? The Timberwolves might. The Houston Rockets might. Shit, even the Spurs might.
No, the Spurs don't want James Harden. James Harden don't want that pop smoke. He don't want that pop smoke. RIP. He don't want that pop smoke though.
Yeah, but I mean, you get what I'm saying. The crappiest teams in the league are about the only ones. Ready? All right. Yeah, the crappiest teams are really the only ones that are even going to be looking at him any kind of seriously. No competing team is going to want a 33-year-old who walks down the court. You play with zero urgency. You suck ass on half of your fucking shots. You take bad shots. You don't pass the ball when you should. You don't play fundamental basketball. You don't play team defense. What do you do?
I mean, 20-10. He do something. 26-10.
That's a regular season. What about the playoffs? Because the playoffs is what counts.
That's what they're not talking about. They're not talking about that. They talking about regular season average. They're not talking about what he does in the playoffs. Because he goes
in the playoffs.
Look, the regular season don't mean shit.
At the end of the day, when you're these NBA franchises, especially these ones in these smaller markets, the regular season means much more than the possibility of making the playoffs because they know they're probably not making the playoffs. So they need to make as much money as they can during the regular season. How do they do that? They sell tickets. How do you sell tickets? You have stars play for your team. People will still come to see James Harden. Whether good or bad, he's that polarizing that people will still come to watch him play. He's not bad. He's not a trash player like Ben Simmons, like where nobody wants to see him play. People will still watch James Harden play. They'll see him cook, see if he drops somebody, cross him up, drop somebody, drop 20 and 10, throw a couple of lobs. I mean, like the fake beard of old, but shit. Somebody will pay for that. Orlando. People in Orlando will buy that. People in Indiana will buy that.
I don't see anybody, like any competitive team saying, yeah, let's go get a guy who's going to walk down the court.
Not a competitive team. He had to completely change his game. He had to do a Carmelo.
What stated in the article that he wanted to go somewhere that he can have basketball freedom in a team that's going to compete.
those two things are conflicting though, because the way that you play and championship teams don't play that way, sir. So you have to change the way that you play, or you're not going to play for
This
one of
ain't
those
baseball.
teams.
Okay,
Well, if that's the case,
you
then
can't have a pinch defender.
if
Okay,
that's the case,
and
then I
unless
need
they're
him
gonna
to
give him a pinch
decline that
defender
option.
every time,
Right.
he ain't got no
I need him
chance.
to decline that option and be an unrestricted free agent for the whole year because you're not going to find both of them basketball freedom in a competitive
And
team
a competitive
at the same
team.
time.
No,
Just be a
no.
free agent for a year. How about that?
No. Yeah, no.
I mean,
Somebody-
no. I'll say this. He can go to a competitive team on a much lesser role.
Lesser contract. He ain't willing to do that.
I mean, what comes with a lesser role, a lesser
Yeah,
contract.
a
You're gonna have to
competitive
come
team
off
ain't
the
paying him
bench.
4 years.
He's
Yeah,
looking
he's
for a
not going
4-year deal.
And the only way
only
he'll get a
only
4-year
a bad
deal
team.
is if he understands that he's coming off the bench for the next 4 fucking years. Like, I mean, I could see him having a Ginobili type role with a certain team, where he plays a little bit through the regular season, and then the playoffs is where he comes out and he runs the second team.
For me, if James Harden wants to decline this option, right? This is what's going to have to happen with him.
Why we keep talking about these damn Sixers?
Like you said, Mac, he's going to have a smaller role. That's one. And number two, he's going to have to buy into what the coaches are doing. He cannot come into another team and expect for him to do the same thing that he did in Philadelphia.
Yeah, you got to change. You got to change himself. That's the main thing. He got to change his body. He got to change the way that he trains. You feel me? To play a different role, because he's not going to be able to just pound the ball, dribble, and to make the decision. He's not going to be in that role.
You're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to be able to do that with any other team. I don't think Mike Brown and Sacramento wouldn't want him. I know they have a young team and I know they need some veterans, but James Harden is definitely not the answer there. I would not mess up what the Kings are doing right now because they're on the upside and you don't want to decline because of a James Harden. You just don't want
to. He would be a damn cancer in Sacramento.
Yeah, no. Not Sacramento.
Absolute cancer.
Oh, wow. They said, send him to Charlotte. That's where players go to die. We never hear about them again. Go to Charlotte. James Harden.
Now, I'll say this. If he went to Charlotte and played the 6-man role, it might be all right.
He can play 6-man role anywhere. That'll be the thing, but he's not going to get paid. He's not going to get paid, but he wants to get paid playing 6-man role. That's
all coaches want their 6-man to work just as hard as the starters, and he clearly does not want to. He's not
going to get paid 4 years, whatever max money for a 4-year veteran player. He's not going to get that playing a 6-man role.
Listen, no winning team is going to give him any type of max contract.
Yeah,
no competitive team is going to give him that.
Agreed.
So that's what I'm saying. To say that shit that he wants to get paid and he wants to play for a competitive team is stupid. Because no competitive team is ever going to pay James Harden anywhere near $30 million.
Not to play the way he plays.
More than $30 million.
Not to play the way he plays. He showed glimpses of some shit from back in the day, but that shit is long lost memory for real. So
you do, sister. You do not love those 76ers, but your team is Dallas. I heard you talk about the Dallas Mavericks, sis. I heard you talk about the Dallas Mavericks more times.